Liverpool are in a final, and as you can tell by the grin on my face, I'm really happy with that, because at the start of the season I did say that we were in for a special season, and we certainly are in for that now as well. So because if you look at it like this, we've been here before, haven't we? We've been here before with Jurgen Klopp. We've been here before with these players. That the League Cup is normally a springboard. It's normally something where we end up bouncing into other competitions with that spring in our step. Interesting that we've got Chelsea. Weirdly Chelsea. That's 3 domestic finals in a row now we've had against Chelsea, which is mental in its own right, and kind of fate-ish in a way. If you think back to the summer, when even my head was falling off with regards to Chelsea pipping us to Lavia, Chelsea pipping us to Casado, and it kind of felt like there was a power shift going on, where you were thinking, this is it, Chelsea are just going to buy their way. Chelsea are the new Man City. Chelsea are just going to spend until they defeat all the objects put in front of them. But it's not worked out like that. It's worked out in the fact, I think we're 18 points clear of Chelsea or something mad like that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a big gap. So we sit top of the league, they sit mid-table, and yeah, it's mental. But you know what? I'm going to say something, because I'm not going to look like a smart arse here, but as you that have been on my group since I started them, Doubters to Believers all the way through to Live Bird TV, I've never changed. I've never changed the way I think. I've never changed in my stance and my belief of what we are doing at Liverpool Football Club. I was very, very fortunate to work for the club for 2 years, work at the club for 2 years at Anfield during COVID, and then I got to see a lot of stuff that a lot of people do see. I remember the first few weeks working there, they sent me across to the AXA, and I was working there, and I seen games on at youth levels. I seen the under-18s playing a lot. I seen the 23s playing a lot, and I noticed that they all played the same way: the high press, the free up front, the free midfield, and it's a system that goes through all the way from the youth levels all the way up to Jurgen Klopp and the players. So, with regards to that, I could see there's a philosophy at Liverpool. There's a way of we literally have a what's called so I'll just move in that there. We literally have what's called a plan. What Man United don't have at the moment, or Chelsea don't have at the moment, we have one at Liverpool. And I believed in the module. And let's not forget that when I worked at the club, we'd won the Champions League, we'd won the League, we'd won the FA Cup, we'd won the League Cup, we'd won the Super Cup, we'd won the World Club Cup. So I was like, this is heaven. We're in the best place we've ever been in terms of my lifetime anyway. And then so I looked at it like this, and then every time a transfer window came up, every time something happened, it was the FSG out brigade, and it was like a cancer. It was like trying to infect our club. And I'm thinking, this was a season after we nearly won a quadruple, so these fans don't even want to give it time to see if Klopp can go again. But fans like myself and fans like a lot of yous on this group went, there isn't much wrong here. We're a couple of signings, 2 or 3 signings in the midfield away from competing again. We've still got Alisson Becker, we've still got Virgil van Dijk, we've still got Mo Salah, we've still got, Trent Alexander-Arnold. We've still got players that have been there, seen it and done it in major competitions. So you just need to add a little bit to that. And Klopp was beaming yesterday. Klopp was beaming yesterday because he said, this is great for the new players. This is great for the new players. And what he means by that is they're now going to see what it is like to play in front of 90,000, by the way, at Wembley in 4 weeks' time, and have the chance to compete and win trophies for Liverpool Football Club. So that in itself is massive for the club and for the players and the squad, and the belief that will give them. So then you go ahead and you think to yourself, when I said it was going to be a special season and I was laughed at till the cows come home for backing us to win the league, that's because my belief of this squad has never changed. And I knew that once we got rid of Naby Keita, who didn't even run and was useless and couldn't stay fit, and brought in energy and legs like we had when we had Wijnaldum and Milner and lads like that in the midfield, and Oxlade-Chamberlain before he got injured, the legs we needed in the midfield, then the reason why I believed Liverpool could compete, and by the way, when I backed us to win the league, it was after we signed Alexis McAllister. It was literally a couple of days after that. Our fans were saying that he couldn't play number 6. He can. Klopp's seen it. Pep Linder's seen it. And I never doubted it for a minute either. I thought he could play number 6. He's good on the ball. He can win the ball back. All right, okay. We still went for Casado, so maybe we wasn't planning on having him as a number 6. But he can play there, and he can play there really well. We're top of the league. There's no doubt about it. And the age of the squad is unbelievable. But tell you what, if you're going to ask me something now, if you ask me this question, what is my proudest moment of this season so far? It's been the kids coming through and making a big difference. I mean, people like Connor Bradley, people like Quansah. Now, Joey Barton's getting pelters on X for his views on women pundits and that. I get that. But he knows football. And the reason I'll tell you this is we lent Jarell Quansah to Bristol Rovers for 6 months before he came back to us. And I remember reading a piece in I think on Sky Sports News website, and Joe Barton actually said he has everything. He has touch, awareness, ability in the air, physically demanding, absolutely fantastic centre half. And I can tell you now, he will go straight to the top. That was what Joey Barton said about Jarell Quansah. So he has 6 great months under his stewardship as manager, does brilliant at Bristol Rovers, and then comes back to us. And Joey Barton's been proven right in terms of he knew what a top player was when he seen it right in front of him. So that was a great loan spell for him out there. So obviously we've got lads now like Tyler Morton having the same sort of loan spell at Hull, and then we've got lads like Carvalho who's gone there as well. So that's my proudest moment of the season so far, is these kids are coming in and they're not shirking the responsibility. But it goes back to my point at the start of this video, which was I seen this when I worked at the AXA training ground. I seen these kids. They're all. It's like a. How can I say? It's like being Warburton's bread, right? You got the secret ingredients, right? And that's secret, and every single person that works at that company knows how to create perfect bread. I know it's a mental analogy here, but Klopp is our secret ingredient. And in the whole of the AXA training ground, in the whole of Melwood when it was there, in the whole of the club, that secret ingredient is going from the under 7s to the under 10s to the under 12s to the under 14s to the under 16s to the under 18s. It's a Jurgen Klopp way of playing. And that's why when these players come in, they know what they're doing. And you can imagine Jurgen Klopp just saying something like, just do what you do for the 23s. Just do what you've been doing all season for them. Just, you know what to do when you're in possession. Keep the ball, play at a fast tempo, press in groups. You don't press on. You never see Liverpool sporadically pressing. You never see one going. It's always a group. It's always one there, then one there, then one there. Now, if you play the same way from your kids to your seniors, it makes the transition from youth to first team so much easier. So that's a fantastic way of thinking in terms of, you know, in terms of a long-term plan. So it's brilliant. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm sure you are as well. Liverpool are going to Wembley against Chelsea, and yeah, that's all there is to say about that. But yesterday, Connor Bradley was outstanding at right back. Quansah was brilliant at centre back. Virgil van Dijk is back. Let's just get something straight right now. Virgil van Dijk is back. He is literally back to his best. He's winning every aerial duel. He was sweeping out everything at the back. He looks like Klopp putting him as captain's giving him that 20% extra back, which has made him want to go, I want to start, because he can see himself now on the podiums lifting the trophies. So yeah, so I'm absolutely buzzing, and I'm sure you are as well. But you've got to say, ask me the question, ask me it right now. My proudest moment so far isn't getting proven right at the start of the season when I said this is going to be a special season, when I said that we will minimum finish in the top 4. I think we'll win the Europa League, and I think we'll win another domestic trophy is what I said. I backed us to win the league at 8-1. That's not my proudest moment. That's just the confidence of a supporter. I think everybody should have that. But it's the kids. It's the kids coming through. It's the way we play. It's Jurgen Klopp being the happiest I think I've seen him in years. And I think sometimes you can get a little bit bored. You know, when you get into 97 points and you're winning leagues and you're winning everything, and you know you can lose the, I won't say bored, but you can lose that extra 10%. I think the season last season has give Klopp that horrible sick feeling again of how difficult it is to actually go and get to 97 points and how difficult it is to win every week. You take it for granted. Last season made him feel horrible again, and he didn't like it. So what he wants now is he wants that escalation back. He wants that fix back. I mean, I always quote Rocky, the Rocky film, when he becomes a millionaire and he's spoilt and he's training in that gym and he's taking selfies and all that. He lost the eye of the tiger. We needed to have, and then he goes back to his old, dirty, stinking, sweaty gym, and he sweats and he works out again. It's like we've done that. We've got our head of ourselves. We thought we were the bees and knees, which we were for years, but then we've gone back to our old ways. We've rebooted, we've reset. They call it Liverpool 2.0, but we've done that. And I think now, with the energy, the guile, the age, the age, and Klopp, our secret ingredients are in the club from top to bottom. And there's only one thing that's going to happen. I buy a bucket hat. I love them. But I only buy bucket hats when we go to Wembley or when we're in a final. I love, just because all my pictures look back and go, that was Madrid 219. Oh, that was Carabao Cup final 215, or that was the FA Cup final 222. I always buy a bucket hat for a final, and I'm going to be doing so again. So get your bucket hats ready. Get your Wembley South gear ready, because this is not going to be our last trip to Wembley. You will never walk alone.